doing a live. Guy's done loads of these, so he's going to help me with the logistics. But I think all looks fairly straightforward. Nothing. I mean, it's recording. Did you say, Guy?
Recording as well, but this is we
It
are
is.
live on
Just
LinkedIn.
record.
Hello,
Brilliant.
LinkedIn.
Good afternoon. So we are coming to you at midday on, what is the day? It is Friday, the 6th of March. And this is, as I say, my first ever live. And the reason that I'm doing this is, well, first and foremost, Fridays are usually a work from home day. So it's a great opportunity for someone to put something like this on their laptop, on their, I don't know, might be going out for a walk, you might be out with the dog, just listen to this in the background. And hopefully we're going to bring you the energy to, gear yourself up for the weekend. Just kind of testing the water here a little bit. If you are watching live at the moment, you can comment. So if you're able to do that at the moment, can you just, give me a bit of confidence that this is all working okay, and pop a comment. And
Where are you listening from?
We'll answer it live. Say that again.
Where are you listening from?
Yeah,
So
where are you listening from? What have you got on this weekend? We're going to cover off some events that we've been doing this week. And, we've probably been at events with you. You might have been to some events that we've been to before, but weren't at this week. So for those of you that know us, Guy and I are the co-founders of Padel Partners Networking. Oh, there is someone that's just come on. We have got Jonathan Smith, who is a Woco Loco attendee, a regular, a VIP, in fact. Cheers, Jonathan, for, you put some popcorn down, so I assume you're, munching away at your popcorn. By the way, how annoying is really, really noisy popcorn and snacks in the cinema? I'm actually going on Monday for the first time in ages, but yeah, very annoying. What are you? Are you Peaky Blinders, apparently?
Oh, that's nice.
Are you a snack lover when you go to the cinema, Guy?
Yeah, always salted popcorn.
All in.
Usually, it's not a cost-saving thing, but usually my own homemade popcorn, because I can flavour whatever I want depending on what film I'm watching.
Love it. Okay, we've had a couple of other comments, so thank you, guys. It's proven that this is working and that this is actually happening. But as I said, the reason that I'm doing this is because I've got my podcast, the Dave and Georgie Show, which I'm coming to the end of series 1 on. We're going to bring out a new series at some point later in the spring, which is really exciting. But this is just something to do in the meantime, because I did some I went on the radio. I went on Woking Radio a few weeks ago, and there was so much lovely feedback off the back of it. And I thought, well, why not? Why not get on some people that has something to promote, and use my platform of LinkedIn, which is now at 25,000 followers, which is insane, to help people promote things and selfishly help me promote things. So I'm here today to promote Woco Loco, which is my pub networking, and Padel Partners Networking, which is, as I say, something that I co-found with Guy. And we have got an event coming up at the end of the month in Reading, which is our first evening event. So we're collaborating Woco Loco and Padel Partners together to bring you something in the evening or after work, so you can have a beer as well, which most people, not everyone, but most people like to have whilst they're at a networking event. So I'm going to let Guy introduce himself, because loads of you don't actually know him already. I don't know if you saw a post that I put on LinkedIn yesterday, but I didn't know the guy 10 months ago. And now we talk virtually every day, multiple times a day. We see each other a couple of times a week, and we are, building something amazing together. But as I say, a lot of you won't know who Guy is, or just a reminder if you do. So Guy, let everyone know who you are, where you are, and what you're up to.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Georgie. There's a couple of people I know. In fact, Guy is saying hi, Guy. I've known Guy from the fitness industry for many years and have been seeing him at networking events and some of yours as well. So, if I was doing a 60-second intro at a networking event, I'd say something like, "I'm Guy. My business is GG Fit, and I help people to get fitter and healthier. But I don't work with the people. I work with clubs. I work with leisure clubs, health clubs, gyms, and I help them to get their members to stick around longer." That's also the name of my book, Stick Around, which is on the shelf there somewhere. I won't grab it out now. So that's my kind of day-to-day business, helping health clubs and gyms. At the moment, I'm really focusing on getting health seekers into gyms. That's people who don't want to work out or exercise, but do want to be healthier. And the clubs that I'm working with are supporting people with their health, giving them some coaching and sending them back out into the world to walk their dog, or maybe buy a dog and then walk it, or do park run, or drink more water, or play golf, or play paddle, which segues rather nicely into all the networking. I do all sorts of networking. I love networking. I love connecting people, which is one of the ways that Georgie and I came together, just with that kind of common purpose of let's help people's businesses, let's help people connect, because the more we do that, the more people help us to do that. But also, I think we both just get a kick out of seeing people working together and getting on really well, Georgie, right?
Totally. Yeah, exactly that. So those of you that have known me for a long time will have known me from working for big corporates, and I was an exec assistant, and I was doing loads and loads and loads of events. So bringing people together in that capacity, I loved. I mean, I've been doing events for over 20 years, but doing it in large corporates is very different to, how I'm doing it now. But ultimately, it's about bringing people together, kind of saying, right, there's a venue booked. That is the time. Get your ass along. Come and have some fun. Chat to people outside of the day to day. But more recently, I've been doing it's pub networking. Let's not beat around the bush. That is the the emphasis on what I've been going to, and what I have then started running as Woco Loco a year and a few months ago. And I do love it. And thankfully, I don't have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. I know when to stop. I'm not silly with it. However, it does take its toll. Late nights and, dehydration, and, I'm not getting any younger, blimey, and I need my sleep. So Guy approaching me about doing something like this was an absolute no-brainer. So yeah, thank you for giving me more purpose and more variety in what I do. And the reaction from people sometimes I tell them about it because they've met me for the first time, or people are seeing my content going, my God, this looks incredible. And it's just, my whole life has changed. And I've said that a few times on LinkedIn posts where I've gone, honestly, my whole way of working and what I've got a huge passion for has changed just because of paddle, which is so weird because I've never been into racket sports. I've always been into sports, but never been into racket sports. I'm not particularly good, Guy. I am getting a little bit better every time, but I'm never going to be one of the competitive ones because, it's just not the way that
you did
inclined.
really well this week. You played some amazing shots. But
thank you, I'll take that. But, it's amazing how much of a difference it's made.
I think that's also part of our common purpose, and Helen and Debbie that we founded this with. But it is that we're not, looking to become elite paddle.
No, God, no.
We're just looking to have a laugh and to connect people. But that was we were working it out just before we came live. And looking at the timeline, 4th of June, I came to one of your events in Woking because I had been trying to get along to some of your events in Wokingham, where we both live, about a mile apart. Our daughters go to the same school. We didn't know each other, but I came to your event in Woking because I wanted to start this, but I didn't want to, and listen, I run a golf networking group. I have done for 12 years. We get 30 guys together every month. There was a meeting yesterday. We might go back to what other networking we're doing this week. I couldn't make it because I was at another networking event. But the point is, I saw in Georgie on LinkedIn all the events that she was running. I recognised people like Guy Foster, people like Helen Stone, people like Jamie Shepherd, and I was like, oh no, I know half of the people in the room every time. So I went down to Woking with this idea of someone is going to put a paddle networking group together, and I'm going to be kicking myself in a year's time. And actually, there's quite a few people that are also doing this now, but we're doing it better, and we're ahead of them. I think I would be so bold as to say, but yeah, bringing paddle and networking, business networking, where you've got business owners who come together for a coffee and a croissant at 9 o'clock, 9:30, and really connect, really talk to each other about what they do, what they want, the kind of leads they're looking for, how they can help each other out, not selling, not pitching, but collaborating and sharing ideas. And sometimes it's not sharing business ideas, it's, oh, what are you doing with the lease on your electric vehicle is quite front of mind for me at the moment. Or how are you doing this with your VAT? Or how are you using marketing for what it's not necessarily, are you going to buy widgets from me? But we do that for the first hour, then we jump on the court, and there'll be one or two people with their own rackets, and there'll be a handful of people who've never played before. And that is the perfect mix for us. It's getting those people who haven't played but want to play, don't realize necessarily how to book a court, or the fact that they've got to get 3 friends together, because it's always mixed, it's always double. So it's super inclusive, and we bring 20, I mean, up to 24 people. That's our upper cap, but ideally 16 to 20 people get together at a lovely club, which is where I took Georgie after we first met. Come on, we're going to the Padel Hub in Reading. And it is, well, tell them what it's like, Georgie, at the Padel Hub.
It's amazing. Honestly, our criteria for clubs that we use are that they must be indoors, and they have to be fully indoors. I don't know about those of you watching, listening, but I'm a fair weather guy. I'm not good in the cold. If someone told me that I have to go somewhere first thing in the morning and it's going to be cold, it's an instant no. It's an instant no from me. And then, in the summer months, when the warmer months, you are indoors anyway, in like an air-conned, has it got aircon actually? Does it need aircon? I guess it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, we went to Rocket. We went to Rocket in Bicton, remember, in July, and it was or June, and it was
hotter than hell. It was great.
They're bouge, they're really nice. They've got a lovely bar, a lovely atmosphere, and yes, we could play in covered or even outdoor courts in July, but we meet every month. Our venues, we meet every month, and there is a continuity, and there is a membership model, effectively, of you don't. And those of you who do networking will know that you don't go to a networking event and get business or get leads or make contacts. You build that up, you build relationships up over going to multiple events. So we're every month, for example, this week, Reading, first Tuesday of the month. The first Tuesday of the month, Paddle Partners Networking is in Reading at Paddle Hub. So we could play outdoors and it would be lovely in July, but I'm not going to get 20 business owners turning up at 9 a.m.
the rest of
on a
the day,
December morning.
Go and enjoy the sun. That's why it's nice to get it out of the way before midday, and then you can get on with your day and enjoy the sunshine.
But it's also nice to get together in the evening, and it's a lot more expensive to rent paddle courts in the evening.
Talk through that, Guy, actually, because a lot of people that are complete noobs to paddle, because one of the main objections that we get is that, it's a bit pricey, but explain why it's pricey, please.
So if price is a problem, then you can go and play pickleball at your local leisure centre. And honestly, I do quite often at weekends, and it's great. You play on a badminton court, and they literally drop the badminton net down, and you've got some wooden bats and a plastic ball. Paddle is different level. You've got glass walls, which means you're not running around quite as much. But you've got a specific surface. I don't know all the technical ins and outs, but it's basically a much more expensive setup. And the clubs we're going to generally have 5 or more courts, and we take 3 of them. And yeah, I mean, bottom line, it's expensive to book those courts, even in off-peak times. So we're doing 2 things. We're bringing people together, but we're also solving part of the problem that paddle has, where courts are being built everywhere. But between 10 and 12 in the morning, they're not that busy. So we're filling up those courts for the paddle centres as well, with people, some of whom have got their own rackets, as I say, but a lot of them are going, oh, I never knew this was here behind Decathlon in Reading. This is amazing. But it is, it's punchy.
But then what happens after 4? What happens after people start finishing work and then they go on to play paddle? That price point goes up much higher, and this is why we don't touch
It's in
evening.
mind. But also we are bringing business owners and or directors or decision makers or occasionally like business development people
Yeah,
together, small, medium. There's a few large solicitors firms and accountants firms who've come along to our events as well.
yeah.
Um, and it is, I don't want to say like reassuringly expensive, but the people who are
Quality,
coming
high,
are looking to do business and looking to
proper
share business.
networkers. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
probably have the same view on this as me, but I do bar one, and I'm going to give them a shout out. City Professionals Networking in the City of London is unbelievable. That is the only free networking event that I will do because I know it's good, because I know people that go, they only know through, credible sources. So ping me a DM if you'd like information on how to, get to that sort of event. But I won't touch free things with a barge pole. It's full of absolute, well, time wasters, just idiots. And so actually having that price point there is so important. And of course, yeah, the higher it goes, the more premium it is. But compared to some that are, crazy thousands of pounds sometimes, well, up to 1,000 a month and many thousands per year, some of these groups, which is bonkers. But this is, if I was an attendee, I'd pay 50 quid in a heartbeat. I leave our events just on a complete and utter high. The laughing that we do, I'm often rolling around on the floor laughing my head off at how silly it is sometimes. And you have to come with a sense of humor. It is vital that you have a sense of humor so you can laugh at yourself, with others, and just at silly situations. Cool. Of course, there's going to be people that are really good because maybe they've played tennis in the past, but this isn't a competitive paddle event. There are others that are more competitive, and cool, go to that, or go to your club and get a membership if that's something you want to do. But this is fun, isn't it?
So I think it's really important, Georgie, the fun. So yeah, I mean, leave your business, bring business cards if you want, bring your LinkedIn QR code if you want. But honestly, sense of humor and coming along for fun. And honestly, for me, that's what I get. I mean, listen, I get leads. I've got quite a lot of business through
Yeah,
networking, but the main reason I do it, and I've played, I've played golf once or twice a month, every month the last 10 years as part of For Business, which is another brilliant network. Um, but I do it for a bit of headspace, bit of and I will go back in the afternoon, or I'll go back from playing paddle in the morning, and I'll get a whole day's work done in 3 or 4 hours because I've had that fun, I've made those connections, and I've had a bit of a reset. And I think for a lot of small business owners, and even some of the lawyers and people who come to it, they're saying to us, I mean, it's great that my business is paying for this, and I am getting business through it. But
mm,
actually, I just love having a morning out of the office. I'm working
yeah,
from home today. I'll get loads done this afternoon because I've been out and done this, and I've just had a laugh. And
yeah,
it's almost an employee benefit for those kind of people. I think it's a little perk, isn't it?
yeah. Jonathan's just made a really good point that he knows plenty of rich idiots. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. And that the price point at an event absolutely does not count for the quality of
Yeah,
personalities in the room. Definitely
for
not.
sure.
So I
But on
think
the
the main
party,
point,
although the party is more expensive, like glimpse behind the curtain here.
versus a
Um,
woke no loco, you mean?
no, no, I mean so our regular Paddle Partners networking events are 9 till 12 in the morning at all five venues a month at the moment. So Reading, Fleet, Southampton, Tunbridge Wells, Bristol. This is getting harder and harder. I'm going to need it. I'm going to need
By the
a
way, everyone, there is
telesponsor
a
soon.
link to our website where they're all listed, and all the
Yeah.
information that you need about, paddle and the events and things are on there. But yeah, carry on.
But they are 50 quid for an event, and that is so yes, you're playing a couple of hours of paddle, but you're getting an hour's worth of like super valuable business networking.
Yeah.
What we're doing in Reading this month, though, and Georgie has really led and pushed for this, is we're doing a party which is 5:30 till 9 in the evening. So we're still charging £50, although we're introducing memberships on a DD at 45. But that's another thing, really. But the
Ooh,
party is still
ooh.
£50.
That news. Is that a big announcement then?
No, I think the party's the big thing for now,
Yeah.
but it's still 50 quid.
Yeah.
Honestly, the courts are twice as much. But we just want to celebrate. We want to celebrate the fact we've done, 20 plus events now. We've
Yeah.
got 5 venues. We want to have a bit of a knees up and a party, the 4 of us, Georgie, Helen, Debbie, and
Hell
me.
yeah. Oh, someone's
Um,
just booked a ticket, guy. I've just seen a ticket come through. I wonder if that's one of the people watching that's booked
Amazing.
that.
So listen, come along to that, because the reason you wanted to do that, George, is because you get a lot
Yeah,
of people who say, "Oh, networking at 9 a.m." I mean, listen,
completely. Yeah, all the
turn up at
time.
1:30, but we want to get more people along for that fun, for that laugh. And you can buy a networking only ticket if you don't want to bring your trainers in your shorts. But I've seen people play paddle in, I mean, not wouldn't say in heels or in brogues, but trainers and jeans, or combats, or whatever, or you could totally play in a dress or slacks or whatever. So
Yeah,
come buy a networking only ticket. I'm not going to say we'll get everyone on court at some point, but that's kind of my aim. But those people who buy a paddle and networking ticket will get a couple of hours of paddle that evening, and we'll run a nice little friendly tournament like we always do, where everyone gets to play with everyone for 8 minutes. Everyone has a
yeah.
laugh. Whether you win or lose every point, you will be grinning, I guarantee. Or your money back. There you go. You had it.
No, no. Well, no, actually, yes, actually, yeah. If you don't leave, no. If you don't get a dopamine hit coming to one of our events, then yeah, money back guarantee. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to say who, but someone has just booked, which is wicked.
Amazing.
So yeah, very exciting. But yeah, that event, as I say, it's a Woco Loco Paddle Partners networking event combined. So if you're not up for playing paddle, that's absolutely fine. But before that, there is one of my Woco Loco pub networking events happening at Waterloo. So Brewdog Waterloo Station. It's actually the last one that I'm doing at that venue before I move somewhere that's got a bit of sunlight, because we're really stuck at the back of the venue with none. And as I said earlier, I'm a fair weather girl and I need some sunlight on my skin if I can. So we're just moving around the corner to a different event for April. So yeah, come and join us. And if you don't arrive via the slide, I will be really sad. So yeah, that's the 2 events that we've now talked about a lot, which is great. I wanted.
Sorry, Guy has fessed up to saying that he's booked the ticket, so that's really
Okay.
gonna we're gonna have a Guy F and a Guy G. Any more guys want to come? That's fine, as long as you're
And
seconding.
girls, and girls.
And well, just that's a really good point, Georgie. And I won't go all the way down the rabbit hole in this, but I play golf
Yeah,
every month, and we do golf networking. It's fine, but honestly, it's 20 like blokes, you know, in their 50s playing golf, and it's fine, and I get some business through that. And For Business is a brilliant network, and I know Sean and Aaron really well, playing with Sean later this month. But we do struggle to get women along, because it's golf. It's nothing we're doing wrong. It's golf. Whereas paddle, we've had a couple of events where it has been 50-50,
it's
women
been
and
awesome. Yeah.
or guys and girls, and it's super inclusive. And I don't just mean, it's not just that gender inclusivity. It's all sorts of different races, ethnicities. Or it's just a great mix, which makes the networking better, honestly. So yeah, to that point,
And as
guys
a
and girls.
mum and dad of, kids that are, no. So my daughter actually just turned 12 yesterday. So we've got children that are between 12 and 15-ish. But it's also great to see parents that are coming, because we completely understand how hectic mornings are. Whether it's children or dogs or caring or whatever it is, mornings are hectic. So start time is 9:30. So it's not like a 9 o'clock sharp. No one's going to get told off for being late. No one's going to be, timekeeping and things like that. So it's very like with all of my events that I organize, it's very casual, very informal. Nothing scary about it. Guy and I are great at, welcoming people and making people feel, included. And our job as the host is to introduce everyone to everyone, but do it in a really nice kind of soft way, because some people are petrified of networking, and we get that. But Guy, we don't have a huge amount of time left, just 5 minutes, but I would love you just to give our other co-founders a quick shout out, as we were just on the, inclusive, having more women play it would be great.
Well, it is. I mean, I've mentioned the names a couple of times. Helen. I mean, so Georgie. Some people are like, "Is that a Georgie girl or a Georgie boy?" And I said, "Georgie girl." Okay, so it's 3 women and you, and I'm like, "Yes, it is," and it is
Hey there,
purposefully.
Georgie girl. God, I haven't heard that for a long time.
It's purposefully like that. I mean, it's as much about your personalities and skills and kind of what everyone kind of brings into the mix. But yeah, Helen Daniel um, actually launched the Bristol event yesterday. Alongside the ambassador in Bristol, who's called Ian Daniel. Yes, he is a relation. But yeah, they had a great event yesterday in Bristol. Helen's more the kind of IT tech side, and I mean, I'm okay at that kind of stuff. Some would say quite good,
Well, that's
but
your background, Guy. That's another thing that we've got in common, is that we've come from big
yeah, it is. But she's a brilliant foil to that kind of all the website and the ticketing stuff. It is Helen's put together, and then Debbie. I wanted to say Hancock, but is now Bailey because she got married at the end of last year, and I'm still getting used to that. Is down in Portsmouth, and she's the money side, and is keeping us mostly me in check on what we're actually spending, what we're actually making. And I don't know if she knows, but I do have some new brand. This is your new hoodie,
Oh,
Georgie.
yay.
So there's the Paddle Partners brands, not even in reach yet, but
New
it is the
hoodie.
right
So for
size for you.
me, yeah, so from my point of view, because that's just my thing, getting to choose all the different merch and t-shirts and hoodies and things has been great, because we've been wearing our Paddle Partners networking t-shirts and it's freezing, and so we've been putting hoodies over them for most of the time. So yeah, it's nice to have our own brand. And so where there does become a membership, you will get t-shirts and things that will have your name on the back, and it'll be awesome. Right, we've got 3 minutes left, Guy.
We'll have a shot. There's a comment from Mila Smith. I haven't worked up the courage to try paddle yet. That is what I hear a lot. And
yeah.
listen, you can go to any paddle club and they'll be very welcoming and they'll give you some coaching, but you won't get as lovely an intro and as kind of soft a welcome. And it's just our events. I would say this, but they're the perfect place to come and try it out. Anyway, sorry, Georgie, what were you going to?
And I wanted to say a massive thank you to Luke, who said about our 2 meetups being the best that are out there, and that combining them as a win-win. So thanks, Luke. To Luke Jones, IFA, just FYI. So yeah, you do get shout outs, by the way, if you do comment. So anyone else that wants to comment in the 2 minutes before we finish up, do let us know. So very quickly, Guy, what events have you been to this week? One of which was with me. But yes, go
on. So Monday, nothing, just the gym and a coffee. Tuesday was Paddle Partners Networking in Reading, of course.
Reading, yeah.
But I had to rush off fairly soon afterwards to get my birthday present from GG Fit, which is also a celebration of 18 years, which was a new car.
And your birthday the following day.
Wednesday was my birthday, which I spent in the new car going up to St Albans to check out new paddle sites. I might have just given something away there. Watch this space, end of May, start of June. Yesterday we're going to have to run over if I go through everything yesterday, but I ran a golf networking event. We launched Paddle Partners in Bristol. I was invited to Neil's women's paddle event, Women's International Women's Day paddle event. And someone in Southampton said, "Do you want to come and play golf and then play paddle afterwards?" And I was like, "Oh God." And I ended up going to a corporate event with eGym, who are a good partner of mine, and it was amazing, and saw so many people there that I know and work with and love. So yeah, it was. I turned down all sport and networking for fitness industry networking in London, but I made the right decision. Tomorrow, I'm going. So no, before the weekend. What about yours? What were yours?
Oh, well, yeah. So, but Paddle Partners in Reading on Tuesday, and then hosted with Risk HQ the International Women's Day, which was at the brand new Racketeer venue in Acton. I'm still trying to process how good it was. Honestly, it was unbelievable. I haven't got time to talk about it here, but it was ridiculous, and there will be some content coming out soon. But yeah, it was unreal. So go on, birthday plans.
So yeah, there's been quite a few bits already. The main, listen, tomorrow is my annual charity golf day. For
Oh,
which hat will I be wearing? Macmillan Cancer Support. Macmillan, I won't do the speech on that because I'll do it again tomorrow. But I've got 20 or so mates and friends
oh,
and people
nice.
who we raise about £1,000 normally for Macmillan just by playing golf once a year on a Saturday. It's the only weekend day that I play golf because, like you said earlier, family. But Macmillan Cancer Support guys golfing get together is tomorrow. It's the 20th year I've run it as well.
Guy, you are
So
a good egg. I mean, we could do another live one day about all the mental health bits and pieces that you
yeah,
do as well, and the networking
then
and
it'll be
things.
pub, England, Italy, then it'll be curry in Wokingham. So if you're thinking of going for curry in Wokingham, don't go to the Sultan tomorrow because we'll be in there.
And so, yeah, great point about the
Awesome.
rugby tomorrow. I've got 20 to 25, 11/12-year-olds coming around my house tomorrow to cause
It
absolute
was your
carnage.
daughter's
So,
birthday on Thursday.
wish me luck. Yeah. Yeah. So it was my daughter's 12th birthday yesterday. So yeah, yesterday was pretty mad. So we're going to have to leave it there because we're overrun by 1 minute and 4 seconds so far. So have an amazing weekend, everybody. This will go out as a recording as well. But yeah, see you later.